Well, a few days have passed. I haven't really had time to work on the ski, but the other day I was able to find this right here, running, just no title. So I started taking it apart. As you guys can see, I pulled the motor. The motor looks a little nasty, but it runs. But my goal with it is just take all the parts I need from this one and make the other one better. So I was gonna buy the crankcase block off plate, the oil pump block off plate, and this motor already came with it. So since this motor is a little dirty and not as good as the other one, I'm gonna use parts from this one, put it on the other one, and this will be just a spare motor. So yeah, I got this motor, battery. It came with twin carbs, and also I can swap out the fuel pickups. But in this case, I don't think they're gonna fit, so I'm gonna try to put the whole fuel tank, which I have it there, I cleaned it off camera, and I'm gonna try to swap the whole fuel tank from this one into that one, and that'll save me a lot of work. So I'm gonna work today on cleaning that motor, putting everything, all the parts that I'm gonna get from this one into that one, cleaning it, and hopefully getting the tank inside that ski. Well, after trying a lot of things with the foam from the other jet ski and the other gas tank, I realized that that gas tank is a lot bigger. That's an 11-gallon, this one is 9, and it didn't work. So I started looking through my parts. This is the old pickup lines from originally from this tank, and I found one that I had just like it, just in a lot better conditions. So I took the reserve pickup line from this one, from that tank, and I put it on this pickup. I didn't put the regular pickup on this one, so I only have one because that didn't fit. But surprisingly, the other one did fit, and I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys, but if you can see it right under there, it's gonna work just fine. So I'll just have to plug this on nipple right here, but I think that's just gonna work perfectly. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that gas tank back together, put the fuel gauge sensor on that. I don't know if it works. If it doesn't, I mean, I don't really care. I might swap it with that one. That one seems a little bit better. So I'm gonna throw this tank back in there, and I'm gonna start swapping all the parts from this motor to the other. Well, while I'm running out of daylight, so you guys can see, I have the gas tank all in, completely in, so I can go ahead and start bolting up everything that I took apart to be able to take it out, like the steering cable bracket, the water separator. And man, after I do that, I'd like to get into this and start working on the water box and just get it all over with and install it back together, put it all back together. And that way, the only thing I have left to do, or I would have to do, would be this right here, which I want to clean it up. And I normally would take my time prepping it, painting it, but I don't really know how long this motor is gonna last. So once it blows up, if it blows up, who knows, I'll pull it out, rebuild the whole entire thing, and paint it and make it look nice. But so far, I'm gonna put it back in just how it is, and we'll call it a day. See how it does. And after a quick rattle can paint job, this is what it looks like. The colors, yeah, I picked them myself. I thought that would look pretty cool. And yeah, I could have taken it all apart and doing it, but I'm just in a hurry trying to get this back in the jet ski so we can test it, and that's what I came up with, and that's how it's staying. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I still gotta paint the intake manifold, but I'm gonna wait for that until I decide whether I'm gonna run a single or a dual. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Well, after a quick cleanup and spray paint job, that's the bed plate of the motor, the exhaust, head pipe, and the intake manifold. So they're just drying right now, waiting on the gaskets to show up, and then we can start putting it all back together. Well, I just went and picked up my mail, and that right there is the head gasket and the whole exhaust. I'm still missing the intake, but I'll get that in the next few days. Well, motor is all put together, all brand new gaskets, and it's ready to go back in. It's dark and it's like 9 o'clock, so I'm probably gonna put the motor in the Jetski and just leave it like that until I get back to it tomorrow. So stay tuned. Motor is in, and as you guys can see, I have the water line hooked up. I just gotta hook up the exhaust, put the carbs on, e-box, fuel line, and some fuel. So it's getting close, but I don't think I'll finish today. We'll see what happens. And this is as far as I'm gonna go today. Got exhaust, e-box, carbs on. I'm just waiting on fuel lines. And I also gotta hook up all the connectors for the start switch and gauge and all that. I also need to get a new bolt for this because this one's too long, and I gotta find the right one for that. And that should be it. We can get a battery in here and hook this up and see what happens. So stay tuned for the next episode.